We are back, streaming live over PrisonPlanet.tv and Infowars.com. I'm Jason Bermas, sitting in for Alex Jones. Alex out on assignment. What a guest right there. Gary Lachman, I would have had him on for longer, but he kept cutting me off. He wouldn't let me ask questions. Okay, he was giving this self-righteous attitude that I was bringing up conspiracy theories. Now, if we can get to the document cam, and I'll read this for the viewers over here, I'd like them to see that this annal of the Bohemian Club that I got off of eBay clearly states in its inscription right here, by the way, William Randolph Hearst, a member, just occult things all over his property, to our tutelary deity. Can we not get there we go. The owl. This book is a reverently and affectionately inscribed. Their deity. Please look at that. Now, you look through this book. I'm just going to thumb through it really quick. I'm going to try to find the Montezuma play where they actually do mock human sacrifices. Now, that's not the cremation of care ceremony. This is separate. This is, there's the old man in the tree. See, they have rituals and they have quote-unquote plays that they do. And remember, it's an all-male club, so they get dressed up. Here it is right here. They get dressed up in drag. Now, what you see here is 3 separate gentlemen holding down a sacrifice as the high priest with the sun symbol on his head. Notice that there. And remember, this guy's talking about earth worship. He's talking about sun worship. But then he denies that anybody in the occult actually hides the fact that they are in the occult. And he keeps talking about this modern progressive society. I got news for you, folks. When people are talking about a new age, that's globalization. That's new world order. And they always try to wrap it in, oh, it's going to be better for humanity. We're going to be more tolerant. We're going to be a better society. No, what it really means is consolidation of power by psychopathic elitists. They've been doing this for hundreds of years, if not thousands. And, you know, the Theosophic Society, you want to know about the Theosophic Society, folks? This is what you do. You go to Infowars.com. And you get the America's Secret Beginnings series. Now, he admitted in the interview that, yes, Washington, D.C. is laid out by the occult, by occultic symbols. Yet most mainline Masons will still deny that to this day. Now, he admitted to it, but he thinks it's all a good thing. And he's a philosopher, apparently. I wouldn't be surprised if he's taken part in what I would call pagan ritual. So get to Infowars.com. Get the entire America's Secret Beginning series. I think you get all 3 for $44.95. You can go to Infowars.com right now and get Truth Rising Endgame, the Obama Deception, Fall of the Republic, and a free t-shirt, either the one I'm wearing here, which is, I believe, the End the Fed t-shirt, which is a great one, or the Obama Infowars t-shirt, all for $44.95. And for even less, for $39.95, you get 12 months of PrisonPlanet.tv, all of the broadcasts, all of the podcasts, all of our movies. Remember, I've got a movie coming out in February, Invisible Empire. Go check out the trailer. That one's due out February 12th. I'm really excited about this picture. That one is really the killer of this notion that these people are our friends, that they're trying to build a better society. No, my movie exposes the fact that they are into the occult, that they do want one world government, that they do want to cull a massive percentage of us, that they do want to tax us for breathing with a carbon tax, that they have been doing this openly in government documents, in books, in speeches for well over 100 years. Hitler talked about a new world order. George Bush Sr. talked about a new world order. Gordon Brown and Tony Blair talk about a new world order. All right, I said I'd take your calls. Let's jump to the callers. They've been holding a long time. Let's go to Randy in Georgia. Randy, you're on the line.
Hi, Jason.
How are you doing?
I'm good. Well, actually, I am 7 months pregnant, and I know Alex Jones said in Texas that that the state kept the blood in a blood bank from the newborns.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to, because I never read over, like, the privacy practices and all those things, so I decided to read it this time because, I've been doing the research, like, with Dr. Sherry Tenpenny and, listening in about the vaccines and all those other things, so I really don't want to get my second child vaccinated.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I was reading in the privacy practices, and basically what they're saying is that they have from A to O in their policies that they can send out your information without leaving your consent. So, and I just thought that was really funny, and I called up to the hospital to see if I can get a waiver. Got to run around like 8 times, and still haven't been able to talk to anybody. And I just thought that was pretty interesting.
Well, they do this across the board, Randy. I mean, you look at Australia, they had to come clean a couple years ago that they had been, databasing everybody's DNA since the 70s. You look at the police in this country, you're supposed to give up your fingerprints, but if you're not convicted of anything, you're supposed to get those back. Those are in a database somewhere. They openly want to create a medical database under this healthcare bill. They're coming for you, and they will give you the runaround. They don't want you to have any kind of personal privacy. They want to take your humanity away from you. I thank you for the call. Let's jump to our next caller. Let's go to Chris in Florida. Chris, you're on the line.
Well, Jason, this climategate being investigated by Penn State, it's one of those universities that's involved with the Department of Energy's atmospheric science program. Just Google that, and you'll see that they last updated it November 12th. It says in the very first paragraph up top that their primary goal is the, quote, aerosol radiative forcing of the climate, and so and that's a quote. And so Penn State is among the universities involved in contracting with the Department of Energy to cause global warming and counteract the cooling. And the articles are on Prison Planet. I know.
So, Chris, what are you saying? You think that this Penn State investigation is going to be a show trial? That in fact this investigation is going to be a whitewash, and it's actually going to prove the opposite? They're going to try to prove the opposite so they can maintain their funding and the global warming fraud?
Well, not if we keep these quackademics on the run. I mean, it's great news that they're on their toes now, and these witch hunters of humanity are in retreat. But with this climategate and the troop escalations and more war and murder, they're the ones who are threatening to make this world even more of a hell. And it's like as they admit, another religion. They're seeking to recruit those who are going to be feel guilty for not obeying at penalty of burning, and their planet's going to be turned into a hell, and that's what they'll do if they don't get their way. So, we got them on the run right now, and that's the way we got to keep them, and exposing these facts, bringing the false left and false right to walk through these gates off the reservation, and maybe we'll accomplish something.
Absolutely, Chris. We do have to keep them true to their word. We have to demand not only an investigation, but a prosecution and then punishment as well. I appreciate the phone call. Let's go to Chris in Idaho. Chris, you're on the line.
Hi, Jason. I just want to say thanks. I appreciate everything you and Alex are doing for the Freedom Front, and we will win this fight. I just wanted back to what your guest was talking about. You guys call it the occult and everything. I mean, why don't you just say what these people are? They're Luciferian worshipers,
But that doesn't fit into his paradigm. He'll never mention that a lot of these quote-unquote paganists and these occultists, even though occult obviously means hidden knowledge, would have anything to do with Lucifer unless Lucifer is being portrayed as the light and knowledge. And then maybe he would talk about it, but not as an entity that is encouraging people to do as thou wilt.
Well, I like what he said where, people obviously don't like to talk about things that they don't know about. So, that's pretty open-minded. But anyway, I've done research on this, started with the NWO and the Illuminati and, One World Government, and it led me to the occult side and all that and the Freemasons. And it's just confusing to anyone who tries to pick apart the pieces.
But, and, I encourage people to go check out the book called, which one is it? We carry it here. It's by John Robison, and it really tells an insider's view of the Illuminati. He's an unapologetic Mason, but he sees this group infiltrating the Masonic lodges in Europe and really blows the lid off of Weishaupt and his sect of the Illuminati. We carry it over here at Infowars.com. Go check it out. It's by John Robison. I thank you for the call. I want to shift gears for a moment here. We'll go back to your calls in a moment. We have Catherine Austin Fitz coming up in the final hour to discuss the economy. But I want to show these clips off of the CBC's Fifth Estate regarding really what was the fairest mainstream piece for 9/11 Truth yet, and then show you some documents further debunking people like Jimmy Meggs, Entertainment Weekly superstar turned Popular Mechanics editor, being proven wrong again and again and again and again. So if we could start off with that clip where we have the two clips, it starts at the 1 minute marker and then the 8 minute marker. We've got John Farmer admitting that the 9/11 Commission was a whitewash. We've got Jimmy Meigs being called out on the fact that air defense does train for hijackings and much more. So let's hit the clip.